Hey, church family, welcome back to another FBC Daily Activity. My name is Nathan. Today, it's joke day. I've got a few jokes for you. Got 3 jokes for you. I hope you can take and laugh with today and share with somebody else and make them laugh too. And a couple of these, 2 of them are going to come from David Johnson's joke book, and one of them is another joke that I heard that I want to share with you. And so first up, we've got, what does Mozart do now that he's dead? He decomposes. All right, this next one is a little bit of a story, all right? Did you hear about the man who went in for counseling? He told the counselor, I keep having this weird recurring dream where at first I'm a teepee, and then a few seconds later I turn into a wigwam. And then I'm turned back into a teepee, and then back into a wigwam. And back to a teepee, and back into a wigwam. He told the counselor, what's wrong with me? And the counselor replied, it's very simple. You're too tense. We'll let that one sink in. And last, my favorite joke right now is, what's the difference between in-laws and outlaws? Well, outlaws are wanted. Don't tell my mother-in-law. All right, we've got a devotion today as well. I hope those jokes made you crack up a little bit. Today's devotion comes from 2 Corinthians 12, verses 9 through 10. And it says this, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Today's lesson is about being willing to let go of wanting to be strong, wanting to show everybody else you're strong, in order that you might appear weak. And you see, in our culture today, weakness is a big weakness in our society. No one wants to appear weak, to be the pushover, to admit or reveal their flaws. From physical strength to sharp business acumen, there's something about being strong, confident, and in control that exudes success. So, how can the Apostle Paul be content with weaknesses? How can he gladly brag about his faults? If anything, we are taught to hide our flaws. So, this just doesn't make sense. But the Bible defines the call to follow Jesus as living by faith. That comes from Ephesians 2, 8, and 9. This means choosing to surrender control. It means acknowledging a need for someone else. It means admitting that we cannot do it alone. Living by faith means trusting in someone other than ourselves. In Joshua 1:9, God challenges Joshua to be strong and courageous in the face of fear and self-doubt. In this case, God's not talking about becoming physically stronger and pushing himself to be braver than everyone else. To be strong and courageous is to acknowledge his need for God and to place his faith in God's strength. The same is true for us. In the end, it was never supposed to be about our individual strengths, but choosing to trust in God's strength. It's about trusting God and his strength even when we feel weak ourselves. And so let's rest in the strength that God provides for us and know that it's in him that we find our worth, and he's the one who directs our paths and makes our paths straight. And so with that, thank y'all for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow for another Where Are They Now? Y'all have a great Wednesday.